Tonight, a new proclamation by Governor Inslee and how it's affected Greek life at Washington State.
And a new piece of data that shows how a local university is impacted by the pandemic.
Murrow News 8 starts now.
This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Alex Viviano.
And I'm Jane McDonald. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Whitman County voters have already sent in almost 5,500 ballots in the 2020 election. That's 22.8% of ballots in Whitman County. In comparison to 2016, only 10% of ballots had been cast 13 days before the election.
Not once, not twice, but this is now the third time 26-year-old Ashley Baird has missed her court hearing. Baird was arrested earlier this month for her second court hearing. Pullman Radio News reports that Baird is accused of burglarizing the Red Brick Cafe in Rosalia back in December and is now wanted in 5 different states on a $50,000 bond.
A Whitman County inmate is going to a new home, prison, because he assaulted a Whitman County correctional officer. Levi Graham is currently in jail for unlawful possession of a firearm, but is now also going to spend 17 months in prison for second-degree assault. The incident occurred back in July, which led to Officer Morgan Scharf receiving treatment at Whitman Hospital, but he has since recovered.
With more restrictions put in place on college campuses, Governor Inslee will now require schools to provide a place to quarantine students if they are exposed. NWPB reports that these changes come in the wake of an outbreak on the Greek Row on the University of Washington campus, as well as the recent deaths in Whitman County. Inslee went on to say that he expects students to step up to the plate and take some responsibility. With all these heavy changes affecting Greek Row housing, Cameron, what should we expect to see changes in the upcoming months?
Thanks, Jane. So I'm here right now with David Harvey, the Sigma Phi Epsilon PR chair. Now, David, what will you be changing with these new mandates coming into order?
I would say it's a combination for us of changing things is also keeping what we've done the same. So far, to minimize the spread of COVID-19, we've limited guests, enforced mask mandate among the premises, and we've taken precautions to remove furniture in common living areas to cut down on gatherings and contact points. But in regards to the new mandate, I would say we're planning on increasing the amount of
You all good. Don't worry about it. All right. So, how will this affect you personally and everyone else inside the house?
I would say in a fraternity specifically, the aspect of community and brotherhood, it's really cut down because so far we have reduced the amount of live-ins by over 50%. We're down to around 21 right now, and everyone's got their own single room, and with that, you don't have as much of a community aspect in a fraternity and not as much of a brotherhood. So I'd say that's the biggest implication for a fraternity specifically.
Great, thank you so much. All right, so some of these new mandates will include that everyone must wear masks at all times indoors unless they're in their rooms or eating. Stay 6 feet away from everybody when possible. Only 5 visitors on the grounds at a time. So that means that myself and my cameraman right now, we are currently making up 2 of those 5. That also means contact tracing, getting personal information, phone number and email of everyone that's come through here for the last 30, getting it for 30 days, just in case anything does happen. No more than 5 people in a room at a time, regardless if they live in or out at the time. Of course, daily sanitations and a COVID supervisor for the building for all the time, 24/7. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Cameron. Enrollment at the University of Idaho is down almost 10%. The university made the announcement Tuesday. Undergraduate enrollment is down 5.5%. However, University of Idaho President Scott Green says it's not expected to affect the school financially. Green says the university has maintained a strong position financially because efforts designed to grow revenues and cut costs outperformed expectations.
Any freshman or sophomore in high school wishing to get a jump on college prep will be happy to know that Palouse Pathways is taking registrants. Learn about college prep, scholarships, and more during this online seminar. The link is listed right below to register.
Well, Utah County is seeing their first winter weather advisory of the season. The National Weather Service predicts 1 to 2 inches of snow. Places about 4,000 feet above elevation may even see 4 inches. The advisory will no longer be in effect tonight at 8, but be very wary of these roads tomorrow. Yet to come, a housing mishap in northeast Spokane.
And another controversy in higher education funding. We'll be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The Spokane City Council is facing financial challenges after selling property designed for an apartment complex in northeast Spokane. The council sold a property that had been used for city operations to create more affordable housing in the city. The location is expected to cost $3.5 million, a massive disparity from the $550,000 that the city sold the property for.
The U.S. Justice Department has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google, calling the popular search engine a monopoly gatekeeper for the internet. Google currently dominates roughly 90% of the market for internet searches. The lawsuit claims they have used anti-competitive tactics to maintain and extend monopolies by paying phone manufacturers and tech companies billions of dollars to allow Google to be their default search engine.
The Department of Education is warning U.S. universities that receiving foreign funding could pose a threat to national security. After a year-long investigation, the Department of Education found that universities were receiving foreign aid but had not been properly reporting it. Receiving foreign aid is not illegal, but has to be disclosed under Section 117 of the Higher Education Act. With funds coming from nations such as China, Qatar, and Russia, the DOE says American research and development could be targeted. The accepted funds totaled $8.4 billion in the last year.
We already know Latah County may be getting some snow soon, but how soon should Cougs prepare for a flurry? Humayun?
Thank you, Jane. First of all, let me tell you to take out your layers and snow jackets because there is a 100% chance of snow on this Friday in Pullman also. Today it was snowing in Moscow, you are right, in Idaho as well. As you see today, it rained a little in Pullman with high of 46 and low of 26. Wind speed ranges between 10 to 5 miles. Tomorrow it's mainly a sunny day with high of 46 and low of 26 degrees. Wind speed would vary between 6 to 7 miles. If we move to the Washington state map, major cities like Spokane, Tri-Cities, Yakima, Seattle, and Olympia are cloudy or partly cloudy with little rain showers. Temperature ranges between high of 45 to 55, while Tri-Cities only have the high of 61 degrees. Low temperature ranges between 25 to 40 degrees. Heading towards the 5-day forecast, as I mentioned earlier, to take out your snow boots and jackets because it's gonna snow on Friday. If we see the graph, Saturday and Sunday are gonna be the coldest days with high of 31 and 29 degrees and low of 8 and 5 degrees. The remaining days you can say would be sunny for you. That's all I have for now. Back to you, Jane and Alex.
Thanks, Humayun. When we return, how one Washington State football player used his degree to support himself over the pandemic.
We'll be right back.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Washington State's football team still does not know what time it'll kick off the November 7th season opener against Oregon State. But the Pac-12 Conference announced possible starting times and television slots for both of the Cougars' Friday games later on in the year. Every Pac-12 football game for the first 6 weeks of the 2020 season will air either on ESPN or Fox, leaving no games for the Pac-12 networks until at least December 19th. Washington State fifth-year senior punter Oscar Dragusevich III has traded in his cleats to sell homes in Washington. He told media Sunday, quote, "I'll probably return. That's kind of the plan," end quote.
I try and turn a negative into a positive, and so they talked about not having a football season. But when they talked about that, I decided to get my real estate license and take advantage of that, and hopefully sell some real estate and stuff like that along the way. Well, then they said we had a season, so my plans kind of didn't go how I thought they would. But at the same time, we got to play, and at the same time, I'm still selling real estate right now.
Baker Mayfield has national pundits calling for his job left and right this week, but he's not taking the bait this time. Quote, "I don't give a damn what they say. It is within this building. We know we can do better. I know I can do better. That's how it's going to be. The outside noise doesn't matter. They get paid to talk. We get paid to do our work. That is how it's going to be handled," end quote. The Los Angeles Dodgers took on the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday in Game 1 of the MLB World Series. The Dodgers moved one step closer towards winning their first championship in 32 years, winning 8-3 over the Rays. Clayton Kershaw turned in an impressive performance by going 6 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run, and striking out 8 batters. Game 2 is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. Yet to come, officials at Yosemite Park National Park made a new friend this week.
We'll tell you who or what when we come back.
Adults has pre-diabetes, 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
A bear in the Yosemite National Park found himself stuck in a tree, resulting in a unique circumstance. Take a look. The Yosemite National Park says the bear was not injured, and they were not disturbed either. They still don't know what prompted the bear to climb up that tree, and they're calling it a concert. Gosh, and I thought the squirrels on the WSU campus were crazy, but apparently bears are in trees now.
This is what my dog would do, not a bear.
Your pug would climb a tree.
She would. She's a psycho.
Oh my gosh.
However, we're saying goodbye now.
Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great night. And please be sure to follow us on Twitter. Maybe check us out on North